So you join me back at base. We have one of our lovely drivers here, Rusty. And today we're going back on the yellow buses as we go to the 2025 Stokes Bay Bus Rally. So join me, Aaron and Jack, as we go on the yellow buses. Time to roll the intro. Now our first leg of the journey today took us all the way from Bournemouth Station up to the services up at Roundand. Now it was quite strange being on 426 going this way, as the last time I did a long distance run on a yellow bus was 427, which is a sister at the time at Burrows, but now she's somewhere up north. Now 426 is a Volvo B70L East Lancs Viking. She's limited to about 45 miles an hour, but going downhill she does go a little bit faster. So it was interesting just poodling along. Obviously the newer buses are slightly faster. Hell, even 278 in front of us is a little bit faster and she's older. But it was quite nice being at the front, going down the dual carriageway. Obviously we have Russ driving. And it was just a very nice journey, to be honest. I'll let you enjoy this little bit and we'll catch up again with you just after Roundand's. We're here at Roundand Services. As you can see behind me, we have 426, the bus we're coming up on, 278, which is our other entry. We're waiting on 105 to arrive, and just at the back, if I step out of frame, you can see Damry 8101. That's coming up to Stokes Bay as well, obviously not with us, but it's good to see it as we go on the road. So we're going to grab a bit of bite to eat, then we'll head back on the road and see you at the rally. And now we head off to Stokes Bay. Unfortunately, 105 did not join us at Roundand. They went straight down with her. So it was us leading the charge in 426 with 278 following behind. We also got to see one of Salisbury Red's vehicles. If memory serves, it was Coach 14 that turned up. You may have seen it going the opposite way on the carriageway just before we entered Roundand on the last bit of the time lapse. Now, we did have to travel quite far down. We even went through some of the roadworks, as you can see here, coming up. We did wonder on the way back if we'd be able to fit in the contraflow lane. We did see a few coaches do it, but you'll find out we did not want to risk that. But yeah, seeing a yellow bus going all this way, it's reminiscent of their later days. It was not long before yellows went under, and the year to 2 years before, they actually did a lot of rail replacement work. So it wouldn't be uncommon to see a yellow bus going down to Farnham, down to Stokes Bay, Portsmouth. You even have them going as far as Brighton sometimes. But going on 426, it's always nice being back out on a yellow bus, especially a B7. Obviously there are two still knocking about with more bus. You've got 431, which is now 1812, and 432, which is 1813 respectively. Now, if it wasn't for the fact I was so behind at the moment with videos, and again, I apologise for that, there would have been another episode of 1812 and 1813, but they will be going back into winter storage soon, as is this video is a month late as it is, but we're here now. So as you can see, we're just travelling down the M27 now, and we will be turning off shortly to go into Gosport, and we go round through past Fareham bus station. We go through under the bridge and then all the way, snaking our way around towards Stokes Bay. So again, I will leave you to that, and we'll see you on the rally grounds. So we are here now at the rally. All the buses have finally arrived. You can see 278 and 426 are just here. Now using a bit of tech being borrowed, luckily, thankfully from Russ. We've got a nice RE next to it, an AEC Renown, an E400 MMC. Can't remember what the other two are. I think there was two VRs at the end. You have a Leyland National, a new Route Master, two classic Route Masters. I think one of them's an RMC. Some Evo Cities, and here is our 6. The Provincial Society have bought basically all of their buses here today. We have got an LH, we've got another VR, a Rambler of some kind. All the city buses are here, and the one I'm most interested in is that one that has its thing up, or its platform raised, as it was used for working on overhead catenary and equipment. Over here we have an offering from Damry. There's Russ and Rusty. We have Big Bertha. We have the two Blue Star preservation vehicles, one Cadet and one Millennium. And as you can see on the front of them, they have the in memory of Andrew Wickham. We also, here with us today, we also have Blue Star's modern fleet with 1802, which was actually the fleet number of the one right next door originally. Now this one is a 25 plate E400 MMC with the new seats fitted, and right next door we have number 11 from Salisbury Reds, originally part of Excelsior as coach 11, then moved over to Reds for bolstering their fleet. And we have a nice stagecoach vehicle here. I believe this was at the Bournemouth Bus Rally this year. We also have an E400 MMC up from Stagecoach Winchester, and I believe one of their E300s as well. Oh no, this is the Portsmouth one, so it must be Chichester Depot. Mayflower also here with an E400 MMC, and as you can see just down the end there, we have Hanson Bournemouth's Moor bus, number 105, still in its Wilson Dorset Moor livery, and over here we have the Southampton buses with the one that I really wanted to see. And we'll go and have a look at what's around the corner just in a sec. And you've also got a Solent First just over there. And over here, a bit more closer to home as well, we have an E400 MMC from First Wessex and a Gemini Open Topper from Weymouth. Now, the Gemini Open Toppers are a bit controversial in my eyes, as they're replacing the older and much loved ALX 400s. You also have some of the Solent fleet as well. We have a Solent Electroliner, well, two of them. There's one from Portsmouth Park and Ride as well, which I went on another trip to Portsmouth, just not the one you saw in the video. We've also got the training bus here, which is an Eclipse 2 or either a Wright Solar. I won't know without looking at the rear end. And another, there's even a street light here. A door front one, First Hampshire in Dorset. This one, I believe, was one of the ex-Southampton buses used on City Reds. And you also have a couple of their E200 MMCs. And just on the end here, we also have a couple of Wright Kites, which are the new electric buses for the Solent area. They're actually quite comfortable to ride on, and one day we will get a video on them. And just panning you around to the other side of the field, we have the Provincial Society's other buses, and don't they just look gorgeous today. There's also a load of other stands here as well. We won't go through those as we don't really have the time to look at them, but we will get out on some runs later, get some footage of the buses moving around. But for now, let's look at these lovely buses. And one of the two routes that we're operating today for rides was this one, which goes into Gosport Bus Station. Now, we didn't get a chance to go on the fair and run, as those ones were always busy. We were lucky enough to get on this one as it is. Now, I can't remember the exact specification, what type of bus this was. All I know it is in the City of Portsmouth livery as part of their Preservation Society. I will put links down in the description if you do want to find out a bit more about them. I just can't remember everything right now. It has been a month since I've been on this run. Well, over a month now, because it's the day of recording this is September the 11th, so yeah, a bit far away. But it was a very nice run. Obviously, with these rallies, you can't always guarantee getting the front seat, as with most of the runs I do. So luckily, with this rear loader, we can film out the back. Obviously, there was a window in front, so I'm not completely hanging off the back of the buses. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to do that anymore. That's just for health and safety reasons. But you can see we're coming into Gosport bus station now, and we did stop here for a while. And yeah, we had a couple of people get off, a few people get on, before heading back to the rally grounds. And it was just an overall enjoyable experience. I know I'm waffling on a lot. These aren't scripted videos, as I'm not very good at writing scripts, so I do waffle a little bit. So apologies for that. But let's head back to the rally ground, shall we?
Picture. Oh yeah, they have to be mad, don't they? If they're going to get that.
So unfortunately, we are coming to the end of the time at the rally here, but we will be going backwards on our lovely yellow buses, and we will be filming. It has been a very lovely day here at Stokes. We haven't gone on as many runs as we want to, but that's really because we've been staying with our lovely yellow buses. And at the stands, I managed to find something. Now, at bus rallies, you can usually get pictures of buses in collectibles. We found a picture of the Spectra, and the first one that came into view when we were on the yellow bus one was this lovely picture of 426 in her original livery, compared to her now in the later yellow bus livery. It's the last livery this bus wore, and it's the last corporate livery of yellow buses before they went under. And of course you have 278 in the super low floor livery, looking rather stunning. But we're going to head back, and unfortunately we will miss these lovely buses that are here. So you just look around the grounds, it's utterly stunning, and hopefully next year we will be back, bring you more. And one little side note I'd like to mention about, obviously you've got the Cadet here, but parked next to the Cadet we have an East Lancs Millennium. Now, obviously now it carries the number 780, but in its last few years at Blue Star it carried the number 1802, and just so happens parked next to it in Winchester 1 livery is the new 1802. So you've got the old and the new side by side. Whether that was done on purpose, I will never know, but one can only wonder. And behind me you can see the lovely lineup, the Leyland Tiger, stealing the show with its apparatus in the air. What a beauty. But we are going to go and hop back on 426 now, and then we'll see you back on the road as we head back to the yard in Bournemouth, because we can't have one on the yellow buses unless we go for more rides on these yellow buses. So jump back on, shall we? Well, it's been a good day down at Stokes Bay. Unfortunately, we are back at the grounds now, and we did cut the time lapse a bit short, but we just had to run out of time. And battery life, as you can see, different colour, different shirt, so it's a different day. But I hope you did all enjoy this episode of On the Yellow Buses. Behind our lovely cameraman is 426, the vehicle we were travelling on, but you can see I'm now on 278. But we will be visiting these buses again very soon, as we do have a few plans. But until next time, I've been Aaron as Jack, and we'll see you next time on the More Buses. See you later.
There's always gay life on the buses. Make sure you leave your bird at home. You'll see find it thrilling when you ride, and you can get it on the buses, upstairs or down inside. Oh, it's a great life on the buses, no matter what the time of day. You'll see the world